Okay, we're gonna do a quick little YouTube of shaky video. I'm sorry we don't have our good camera from work here, but I just wanted to do an update, some of the progress of some of the stuff going on our front porch. This bad boy gets hot, so some of the plants are kind of upset, but it looks like it says it's about 100 in here right now. It's probably not that hot, but it is certainly warm. So I have to water the bejeebas out of these. But anyway, some of them we lost over the winter for whatever reason. And I just haven't cleaned them out of here yet. I'm kind of one of those people that really hates throwing things away because for some reason when I keep watering certain things, miraculously something ends up sprouting a green sprout back out where it all died off. And the plant starts to come back to life. So I never say never for a lot of plants. I give them plenty of time to try to do a do-over because usually I goof something up. And you'd be real surprised. As a matter of fact, this one right here, this plant, this Black Beauty, Colochia, something like that. Anyway, this died off entirely. Left it outside. Got too hot, apparently, or too dry, maybe. Died off entirely. While it does not look happy right now, it is shooting off all brand new sprouts. Everything down below, down in the bottom out there, is all starting to come back up. So I would have thrown this away. So would most of the other people, because it was done and dead and completely gone. And I left it alone and I kept watering it, and weeks later that thing started shooting up brand new stuff. So kind of exciting. Anyway, here's some different shots of some different stuff. We always have aloe. Aloe grows out our ears, constantly cutting it, separating it, making new aloes. I'll have some videos coming up on how to do that. There's a spider plant down in here hanging out down under this. That's a cut off of that spider plant hanging right out there. All kinds of cuts off that, constantly reproducing that one, recutting and making new ones. This is a geranium down here, losing a couple of leaves because it's getting hot, but it's got another tube, another shoot coming all the way up here, blossoms on it. This geranium's 4 years old, stays out here in this pot year-round in the greenhouse, gets cold, loses all of its leaves. I cut it back a little bit, and summer comes back around and it just shoots right back up again. This is a philodendron, putting new shoots on. I just cut it off. About every couple of months I come right across and I cut it flat right off the bottom. All of the tails come off. I snip all those tails into about 3-inch shoots. And then over here on the table, all those little shoots go in recycled water bottles with water in them until they shoot roots out. Then I plant them. Sell most of this stuff back to our garden center. As soon as we get down to some of the succulents. This is where I get all of my succulents, is from our garden center. We sell them down there. But I don't actually ever buy the plants. I pick up all of the little pads that fall off of them. Usually when we're bagging them up for customers, we lose a handful of them. I keep all those, and they all turn into a whole nother plant. So I always have succulents going on. Some other varieties here. Some of these you'll see, some of these I know, some of them I don't know. This is kind of a cool little cactus here. It's got little pups going on the outsides now. It's really happy where it was. It did not have any of those when it was when I got it. I did buy this one to make the pups. So basically I'm just going to end up cutting these little rounds off, these little pups off, setting them on some dirt and keeping them watered, and they will sprout and make more of these. Just fascinating. Some of my ferns, another cactus there, a couple of them in here. Some plants I haven't planted outside yet because I'm really bad at that. A hibiscus that is not enjoying its setup right now. I'm going to have to trim some of it back and do a little with that. Some string of pearls growing down here in this. Those are cuttings off of another plant. My pineapple This is a new one. Growing another one. Just pull almost all the leaves off up here in the little top. Cut all the dead off. It was a little late when I pulled it. And then set that bad boy down in water, and lo and behold, a week or two later, look at all the roots coming. I'll be able to plant that and have another pineapple. Don't have to buy those anymore. Some other cuttings. This is what I'm telling you about here. This one, plant, dead. Completely bone dry. Cut it all the way down to nothing. Sat and sat and sat with absolutely nothing. Would have thrown it away. Any normal person would. And look at that. Grown back up in 3 spots. So I don't like throwing anything away because I feel like I'm going to throw it away and all of a sudden it's going to decide I'm going to try again, and boom. This little guy down here shooting off all these little bitty ones down around the base. Going to be brand new ones. Here's a little nursery back here. Again, string of pearls, rooting, little cuttings, all kinds of little baby things. Some Christmas cactus, just took one little snip, the base snip there, and it's got 2 little new shoots coming out the top. Wandering Jew, also cuttings. Here's our succulent pads. So these come off our plants at the garden center. Basically, these are just the little pads that just fall off. There's nothing exceptional to them. We didn't cut them off or anything. This is a bear paw. So this is just attached to the stem of the plant. I'll show you up here. This is not the same plant, but it's just one of these little pads. It's just attached to the stem. Falls off generally when we're bagging things up for customers, just like these little pads, just like one of these coming off. Falls off, I just pick them up, bring them back, lay them in some dirt, mist them. Got a little sprayer, I just spray, mist them, keep them somewhat moist. Some of them die. This one did, shriveled up, nothing came of that. So I pull those, but you can see, I hope you can see, look at this bad boy right here. Look at the roots coming out on that. And that one there, look at the roots coming out on this one. Just look at them, squirreling everywhere. They'll come out of those, they'll grab for the ground, and then you'll get little off the ends, right? We'll get them a little bit closer. See that one? Growing a new plant. And we'll jump over here. These are a little bit older. Same thing. Growing new plants. So everywhere that this was the pad that came off of the plant, this is the new growth sprouting right out the end. It's already been rooted into the ground. I can't pick it up. It's dug right in there. All those are going to be, every one of those, plant, 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 plant. I'll put them in little bins like these over here. They'll get bigger and bigger and bigger. Eventually I'll take them to the store. I'll sell them. And when I sell them, I'm going to accidentally knock some of these off when we're bagging. And I'm going to take a handful of them, bring them back, laying them on some dirt, and they're going to grow again. Just recycling. Don't ever have to buy them. And you can do that with an awful lot of plants, but succulents are probably the best ones because propagating succulents, just too easy. Too easy. Over here, we've got our pitcher plant, which is in the process of shedding its pitchers right now. Got some new ones coming out, but I usually have a mister on this, a fogger on this, because the humidity has to be ridiculously high. So if I haven't explained to you, we've been in this house now for just about a year. It's an older home. We've been doing a lot of stuff to it. This front porch out here is brand new. This has all been redone. We'll go out there in just a second, but lots of stuff to do. We've done our best out here, but I still have holes. There's a hole down in there. Got to fill it with dirt, put brick back over it still. Did the outside. There's a little bit of a hole left, but repatioed half of that out there. So in here are our cuttings, philodendron cuttings. These are kind of cool. So these just go in this instance, a recycled Corona bottle. I'm not picky about what I use. So basically, you just stick it in there after you cut, and look at those roots. Beautiful. All those roots. The things just do their own thing. So you cut them, make little cuttings, and boom, you got all kinds of plants. Stick them in some pots, take them up to the garden center and sell them. Got a couple veggie plants that I haven't put in the raised beds yet. There's another aloe. Money tree, same thing. Take a cutting, put it in the dirt, it'll grow. Some more lettuces. Here's some more spiders. I pulled those, stuck them in, grow like crazy. I don't use growth hormone or anything on these things. These are just stuck in water. I just change the water about every 2 or 3 days in the pots, in the cups, jars, bowls, whatever they're in. This guy's pretty cool. I did buy this one, and it has been sitting like that for a year until the last couple of weeks. Boom. Little pad just starting to come out now. So that little bugger is going to be another pad, and I'll be able to cut him off, stick him in some dirt, and I've got another one. A couple more back there, a couple more back there. This plant's cool. She's a blooming. Doing great. Very, very fragrant, beautiful plant. Beautiful plant. I love it. Don't have any idea what it is. Sorry. And then we'll go out here real quick and we'll do a quick shot. This is not really my propagation area. These are kind of cool. I am propagating these. These are sensitive plants. It's nighttime, so they're closed already, but they're the ones that you go along and you touch and they close up. This one closed up a little bit. You might be able to see, I don't know if I touch it well enough, if it closes the rest of the way or tighter. Kinda, not really. But anyway, most of the time these are all wide open, and then when you come along, if you happen to touch them, they all just close right up tight. Got another vine there, got a lemon tree down in there, potted, that is growing lemons right there. Get all kinds of lemons off this little bitty tree. Just loves sitting in a pot on the porch. Tomatoes, 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 tomatoes. Oh, we got peppers, we got ghost peppers, we got Bolivian rainbows, we got bell peppers, we got all kinds of them. Cayenne peppers. Did I say ghost peppers? Ghost peppers. Jimmy, what are these? These are, yep, Jimmy's. It's just called Jimmy's. But look at them. They're growing like crazy on there. There's some of those. There's some back here. These are the Bolivian rainbows. We've got a Roma, believe tomato plant here. It's a little wonky right now because it was flopping way over the side and we had to cut it all up and we had to put the cage around it. Usually you don't have to cage those, but that one we had to. Hibiscus, 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 hibiscus. I love those. Usually get plants from people. I tell them if they're dying or think they're dying, don't want them anymore, give them to me and I can bring them back to life usually. This one was really bad shape, and now I got bud, flower, bud, flower, bud, flower, bud, flower. It's happy. I'm back around. Some other plants I have to get in, but just because they're not in the ground and they're in the pot still doesn't mean they won't grow vegetables. That's cayenne, chimayo, and a Jimmy. Purple salvia, we left this in the middle of our landscaping, which you could say would not be a great spot to put it. However, when we were landscaping, we noticed that there were bumblebees coming and go from that bush. So we left it because you know me, I'm a beekeeper, I'm a lover of nature, insects, I love everything. So we didn't want to disrupt it. So there is a bumblebee nest that has never bothered us, and there's probably a dozen bumblebees that come and go from it throughout the day when it's warmer out. So we left it. I was not about to remove them just because I came along. They were there first. And over here we've got some lettuce, which I've got to cut and eat because it's getting pretty big. More peppers. I believe these are all bells over here. There might be a Bolivian rainbow in there. There's a tomato. Another tomato. There's some basil down in here. And some burgundy basil. And actually back down in there, that underneath there, I got to get it cleaned out a little bit, but right in there you can see the different kind of leaf. That's a oh no, what was it? I forgot. Kiwi. Thank you. Nobody told me that, I just remembered it. But kiwi. And then there is another vine down in here that's beans. It's getting kind of covered up, but it's actually doing pretty good because the sun is so intense out here. And we got some onions. Again, onions. More onions there I just planted. Those onions are right from the grocery store. Buy a big old pack of them. Cut off here, 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 and here. Go in, put them in your salad. And then after you've cut them all off and use them, you come out, you stick them in the ground, and boom, they grow more onions. To a sunflower that was going to die, I got it for free from a local store. Not our garden center, but another store. It was free. It looked really bad, but plant it in the ground, and if it wants to, it will. And sure enough, it's got 4 new leaves on, so it's going to grow. Hi, Tudor. Hi. She loves it out here. She's the only one that can come out here because she can't jump out. She's too old. Here's our spider plant. This is what I make all my other spider plants we sell at the garden center from. Right there. That little thing hanging off. See them all hanging down? That thing hanging off right there. Look at that. Root ball. On the bottom. There's 1, 2, 3. There's 3 different root balls in there. And every one of those can be popped off like this one. See them? Right at the bottom. Those are roots right in there. Those are all roots. All you do is snip that off from the parent plant, lay it in some dirt, push it down a little bit, water it, and you've got another spider plant. Love that kind of thing. My palm's a lot happier out here than it was inside. So that's kind of a tour of the front porch. I'll do another tour of downstairs in the grow rooms where all the rest of the plants are under lights because they just don't have near enough room out here. Unfortunately, when you have a garden center and you propagate and you do the kinds of things you do, you have every little bit of space pretty much everywhere, and you've got usually a plant in it or beekeeping supplies or rocks, or unfortunately I have a lot of hobbies. So, but anyway, this is just a quick little video tour real quick of what's going on the front porch. So thanks for watching.